October 11, 2021. This chapter's enemies were pretty easy to deal with for almost all of our units, except for Lin. The enemy lance users were much easier to kill with our other, stronger units, most notably Al and Wade. Lin got a couple of kills in, but they were kills that anyone could have gotten. She did have the ability to one-round kill armor knights, however at this point we've already gone through half of her Mani Katti, and it might be prudent to preserve it whenever I can. More powerful swords will be necessary to make Lin's combat look as good as possible in Fire Emblem, the Binding Blade. Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome back to the Binding Blend. I'm here, I'm Mekkah, and Raisins is also here. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. This Lin has gotta get it together. Gotta get it together.
Didn't she?
I can't even remember.
Did she get bad level ups last time? Did she get strength, speed? I think she got speed at the very least at some point.
I think she got a speed level.
I think so too.
We could take a look at her.
She didn't do much last map. She didn't really do much because there were so many soldiers. She's looking alright. She's looking alright. She's looking alright.
Looking alright. I took it all back.
It's looking alright.
I think I was too fussy.
Yeah, I'll get into like how Lin impacts this map, but maybe we should talk about the map in general first, because this map in general is so hard. I think this might be the hardest map in the franchise. Hot take.
The franchise.
The franchise. Like, I can't think of a map that I dread more than Chapter 7 of FE6. It's so difficult. There might be harder maps that exist, like in FE12 or something, but at least it's the hardest map in the game. I think we can agree on that one.
I think it's a strong contender. I'm not gonna lie. It does really depend on how aggressive you get turn 1. Like, yeah, there's probably harder maps that exist, but mostly because it's in a harder game. Like, the reason that this map is so hard is because, you know, not anything to do with the game itself, but the map just presents you with a really strong challenge. So, like, it gives you a ton of enemies. It gives you those 3 wyverns at the top. Which are
only 2.
Kind of big.
There's a third one, trust me. He'll be here soon. He's late. You have to get breakfast first, but don't worry, he'll get here.
Yeah, missed his alarm.
Yeah, I think this is the layout for normal mode, and in hard mode it adds a couple of extra enemies, and those are really the icing on the cake that makes the map so difficult. Last map, I think everything that made last map easy with all the choke points and the enemies that can come out in, like, you know, an amount that you can handle and a type that you can handle, you know, just soldiers. I think that's everything that makes this map so hard, is it has enemy types that are hard to deal with. That are in high numbers, and there's almost no choke points to speak of. You might think, well, there's choke points here in the villages, why not just use these quarters as a choke point? But then you just face more enemies, because they got some immobile enemies standing here to make sure that if you go there, you also get attacked more times than if you didn't go there. But you have to go there, because you have to rescue a couple of NPCs and recruit them from here. Like, you got Noah, or not Noah, I mean, Noah's coming later. I mean, Zealot and Trek showing up here, and then got Noah coming out here. So you have to be, like, all over the place with this map, and it's so hard. I like to call it like thinking in 4 dimensions, or rather 4 directions in this map, because if you're like in the middle of this map, you're in range of almost every enemy that's like in the whole area. It's so clumped, and enemies can always like cross over from one line to another and attack you there. It's super chaotic. That's probably part of why it's fun as well. But I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with it, because it also, I feel like I can plan a lot for this map, but if I get the wrong misses, I just lose. Like, I can't really do anything about it. That's how I feel about this map. So I'm not sure if I like it or not, but I like the challenge.
No, I adore this map. It's one of my favorite maps in the game. I think 11A is still my absolute top favorite, but this is like very close to my heart. I love this one. I do think what you mentioned before is that you really have to get in there to get Trek and Trek and Zealot.
Yeah.
What you mentioned ago is in some ways a boon. Like, I'm pretty sure most of the enemies on this map are aggressive anyway. Even if you just sit still, they're gonna move.
A couple of them
really
are,
does help. Yeah. What really does help is that as you move up to get Zealot and Trek, you end up gaining a lot of space in the center and giving yourself a lot of room to fall back if need be. And you probably will need to. So,
yeah, like, I'm gonna try. The thing about being aggressive in this map is there are a lot of enemies in this map that just don't move from the start. But if you're within 2 turns of movement from them, they will start moving, and that will make it extra hard. And I think some of those enemies are the wyverns, because I've had movements where the wyverns just don't move at all. Because I was just too far away from them. But if you move up too close to them, then you will get like assaulted by them from far away, which is it just makes everything harder. But you know, enough theoretical talk about why this is hard. Let's just make it hard. Let's go.
Yeah, long and short of it is, if you're playing this game for the first time and struggle with this map, you're not alone.
There is help for people like you.
Yeah.
Okay. So I made sort of a plan. It's not foolproof, not by any means, but it should help us through the first couple of turns if things go right. And if they don't go right, well, then we either have to reset or improvise, whichever brings us to the solution sooner. So, like I said, the Zealot and Trek spawn about here, and the first lesson that I've learned for this map that worked pretty well for that is making sure Roy can recruit them before they get to move around and do all sorts of things, so that the map becomes more in your control. That doesn't mean that Roy has to be in range to recruit Zealot over here, which means he has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces away. He can be here, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he can be here or here and still be in range of Zealot. But to get him there, he has to be in range of a couple of enemies that we don't want to be there. So the first move I like to make, and this is pretty common, I think, is just have Marcus go in with the hammer and bonk this guy on the head. That's why I wanted the axes. Really just this knight, honestly.
Oh, yeah, just the one Armor Knight. The Armor Knight and the Soldier, too.
Yeah.
There's a huge number of variations to the turn 1 right now, but this is always a pretty solid one. And even if you don't have Hammer rank, you probably have Armor Slayer rank. So
exactly. And then what I think I'm gonna do, which is I took some ideas from Don on 0% Gross playthrough because it's actually really good for this kind of thing. I'm gonna give Marcus the silver. I'm actually gonna give him the Gant Lance to hurt the mercenary. It's gonna attack him on enemy face. This will also give the hammer to Shanna, which will be important in a second. And we'll just park her like right here or something. Because I want to give the hammer to Roy later for reasons you'll see. And then we're going to drop Roy in a space where he can get the Zealot next turn. I can be either here or here. If I put him here, like left to Marcus, then he'll be in range of this mercenary and this Cavalier over here. That's fine. He survives both. I think he might need to be in support range. He might not. I don't think he gains any defense from supports. Yeah, he doesn't. So it doesn't really matter. If he goes here, he's in range of the Soldier. And I don't think anything else, which would be okay. But it's block off a spot. I'm not sure what I concluded about being the right spot, but the point is where he's going to end up over there. So just have him go here. I think I want him behind Marcus so that Marcus faces the mercenary, actually. I think that's the right thing to do. So bring you up here and drop you off here. And now Roy should be in range. And I want to stay out of range of this Armor Knight because he doesn't move. He's not aggressive, and I want to keep it that way. So we're going to move Lance in a way that he can like maybe support Alan or Roy if they attack anyone. We'll have Ellen over here just to provide heal support. Over here, I'm not quite sure about what to do exactly here. I want to be aggressive, kill this Armor Knight because he's a Javelin and he will not get countered if I don't let him. So I want to kill him turn 1 and then like trade the Killing Edge to Rutger so he kills this mercenary enemy phase. But at the same time, this will make this Wyvern aggressive because you can see that we're within 2 movements of him. And it will also draw Cavaliers, which can be kind of bad, but hopefully we can deal with the repercussions. So I'll just Armor Slayer this dude.
yeah, for sure. I'm a bit wary of this move, but I think maybe you know something that I don't.
There we go.
So, well, there we. Ooh,
Yeah.
it's actually a nice dodge.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't make a move like this, you can't choke the points over here. Like, this is the easiest choke point in the map that you can take somewhere. It's like you have a couple bits of terrain that you can use to your advantage, and you also just get to stop enemies that are here from going here if you want to. But at the same time, it is a scary move. Like, I don't blame you for being weary of it, because you will attract a lot of enemies that go in this direction. You don't really have anyone to handle it. Like, I don't have many units here that can really handle it. And then I think the idea was, I think maybe Deke should have been the one that goes there, because now he's got an Armor Slayer, and he kind of needs a trade to make it better. So maybe this was actually a mistake, but we'll see if we can rectify it. If not, it might take a couple replays to get it right. Because if we put Wade in range of that mercenary, he's going to obviously be toast. But I think we're kind of stuck with it. So I guess Rutger will just use the Armor Slayer for now.
Yeah,
let's put you up here.
It's fine.
Yeah, we should be able to fix it if it goes horribly wrong. And we'll have Chad. Like, Chad has like one thing to steal and a couple chests to get, but it's all stuff for later, so you can just go ahead and start grabbing villages. I brought Dorothy for 2 reasons. One of them is that she can use bows, which are good against the wyverns, and 2 is like she's a shout out to one of my Patreons who really loves Dorothy, Modi. I was like, you know what, we're never going to use Dorothy again, we might as well just deploy her here. And I will say that Sue is also like really good in this map, so if you have to redo it, I probably will have to field Sue at some point just to help out with chip damage. And then Lynn, I put her at the back, which is pretty symbolic for how useful I think she'll be. I said before, Lynn is like a really good assassin kind of unit that can kill individual enemies, and I think she can one-on calves if they use a javelin, because then they're slow enough to get doubled. But she can kill one cav, but if like multiple calves attack her, she's dead. So I'm not sure how good she will be, and she's not really a priority to bring up here like Roy is, for example. So I don't think I could have really gotten her to the front lines and gotten any use out of her. So for now, she's going to trail behind, and we'll see how it works out.
Yeah, for sure. I like the Dorothy inclusion as a 3 kit, 3 grit. Sheesh.
I mean, if that's her biggest worry, I'm not worried.
And I saw. I was like, is he maybe getting doubled even?
Mhm.
But yeah, I do really love the Dorothy inclusion. Obviously, I tend to bring at least one bow user, if only to use that steel bow against a wyvern. It seems pretty cool. Dorothy I really like because she also has some nice aid. It allows her to do some take drops. Of course,
Yeah.
Sue has the exact same thing, but Dorothy has a bit more strength.
Yeah, for sure. So you might wonder, why didn't you give the Silver Lance to Marcus? That will do more damage and you'll just get the Mercenary more weakened. But what you don't want to do in this map, what I find, is having enemies end up below half HP, because then they'll get healed by the Physic Priest who are up there. And you don't want that to happen, because then they'll come down and be able to heal more people. Whereas if you do it this way, they'll stay where they are. And that's more helpful. Anyway, Zealot has arrived to help us out. But he's a green boy. I think Trek is the main focus of frustration for most players when playing this map, because they don't try to get them both recruited on turn 2, and as a result they end up running around and triggering all sorts of enemies that you don't want to trigger, or they'll be suicidal. But honestly, they can't really be suicidal if they're under your control, so it's pretty important to just recruit them turn 2. But of course, it does require a pretty convoluted rescue maneuver, so don't blame people for not finding it out on the first playthrough, of course. So,
oh, for sure.
Yeah, here what I think I will do is I want to get this Mercenary out of the way. I can kill with Marcus using the Silver Lance now, because he's not below half HP yet. So he hasn't been physicked, and for that reason he's in range to get killed. But I kind of want to use Marcus somewhere else. I know Donna moves him over here, for example, to kill that Mercenary over here, which would be really nice. But that means I have to kill this Mercenary with someone else. Now I know from trying it out that if Lance tries to attack him, he'll miss with the Javelin. So let me just conspicuously burn a couple random numbers so I don't get the same result as I did last time.
We could draw some arrows to demonstrate where Noah's going to appear or something, right?
I know, right? It's I think Noah was around here somewhere.
Around here, maybe in the bottom,
yeah.
Somewhere on the right. Yeah,
because if Lance hits him, then I can finish him off with Alan using the Iron Sword or the Iron Lance, depending on how much damage I do. But of course, that doesn't mean I have to hit a 62, which is not a guarantee, not even close.
Easy.
We could go here to also block the soldier at the same time, which I kind of like. This Wyvern is here, but I don't think he doubles Lance. I've checked that before. So blocking off the soldier at the same time seems fruitful. So I'll just try this. Please hit.
Let's go.
Nope.
Oh my
no
goodness.
Good.
Okay, well.
And yeah, if I had Sue, for example, I would be able to bring her in for a shot and then finish off with Alan with a little bit of shit damage, but I did not, so...
Shanna moment?
Who, what?
Shanna moment?
Yeah, so Shanna this turn, I want her to give the hammer to Roy so that Roy can give it to Zealot, basically. Roy will go over here, recruit Zealot, and then Zealot can trade the hammer to himself and block this armor knife from doing anything useful. Which is great if you can do that, but it does mean that both Roy and Shanna need to have their turns.
Oh, if you move Marcus, then she can trade it over to Roy.
Oh, you're right.
Also,
you are exactly right. It will put her in range with a Wyvern, but that's okay. I honestly really wanted Wyvern to use a one-range attack on someone, because that will leave him with the Javelin unequipped, and it will be easier for Dorothy to shoot him down. And it will also make him slower. But we might have to roll with it. Do you one-hit kill Shanna? 23. He does. So we can't allow him to one-range Shanna. So if Shanna will go where Marcus is right now, it's okay. We'll block him with Marcus. And then hopefully he'll... Yeah,
with Marcus or Zealot or one of our paladins.
Yes. I would like to heal Marcus as well, but I can't do that until Roy's out of the way. So I don't think that's happening. So I guess Marcus is going here at half HP, and hopefully he'll live. Alright, let's kill this mercenary with the silver, I guess.
Wish Marcus the best.
Yes. All the best of luck, Marcus. You'll need it. Here you go.
You'll need it. Also, 22 HP is all you need. Don't worry.
I mean, it's more than 0, so it's really all you need. Rutger is really low already. Like, really, really low. I'm gonna have to hide him behind some people. Wade, not a very good character in this map. If I gave him the halberd, maybe he would have been able to kill one of the calves here. Maybe we can get a lucky crit, because then we remove one of the stupid calves. At the same time, we'll bait another one over and another one here. I think that one is already coming down, though.
He does have some good avoid rates in the forest. Does he have a Deke support?
He does have a, I think, C, but it's just like Javelin hit his Garbo, and then Forest and Weapon Triangle and everything. But support does give full avoid. I think we might as well go for broke with the Wade and just try it, because if we don't kill these soon, like, we'll be overwhelmed anyway. Like, all these enemies have 2 range, and all these characters suck at fighting at 2 range, so I guess we'll just try it. Please? Oh, come on.
I mean, it's a hit. It's better.
Yeah,
we could have got.
It's above expectations for Wade, right? Oh wow! Okay. All right.
This changes everything.
Okay, Deke, if you can hit without taking a counter, that'd be fantastic. But I don't know if I can ask that of him. But if I try to do this, like he'll take 10. And I think it just gets murderized by everything here. So do we just go for the Iron Blade YOLO as well? Or Steel Blade?
We could, because the Cav moves first and he's in healing AI, we could just leave him and he'll run away to the Priest. Certainly a Priest will run forward some amount in order to heal him, and that might activate them for the rest of the combats.
Yeah, I guess it's better than nothing. Even if I... Well, I guess I could just leave him there and do absolutely nothing then. Sure. And I just...
Yeah. Like... It's unclear to me which move is best, but there are a few options here.
It's more than one option. And you can also just hope that the guy misses with this 46, and then he'll be at full HP, and the guy will be dead. Because like if he goes back to heal, it will just make everything else harder. I think I'll YOLO it.
For sure. Yeah, the Priest at the top. You know, people focus on the wyverns at the top of the map, like, oh, that's what makes this map deadly. Honestly, it's the Priests. Oh, Deke, you couldn't have done that the first time? It's okay.
SMH.
All these old dudes critting when it's like not helpful to us.
I might just leave Rutger behind Deke to maybe entice an enemy to attack him at 2 range, while also occupying a spot in front of Deke, and maybe make it hard to attack like vulnerable people. At this point, we kind of gotta hope and pray anyway. The Wyvern actually makes it to Rutger, so Rutger might just die to the Wyvern alone at this point. Well, we'll revise our strategy if it goes wrong, and work on the results from there. So here and now, we do have the Shanna moments into the Alan moments, both of which have to hit. I'm not a fan of any of these moves. Shanna might have to like go here and do it, but I think everything she does is in range of the Wyvern, no matter what I try. And then I don't have any other chip bots available to help with that, so I guess just Shanna please. Shanna please. Alright, gaming.
There we go. We figured it out.
Our moment has arrived. And then Alan can go in, and we could go from here. I don't want him attacked by the guy, but we're going to block that with Zealots. This guy is Javelining and whatever, that doesn't matter. This guy... Maybe don't want that guy to attack him. He might get blocked too. Wyvern's going to go for Shanna, like, there's no doubt he's going for anyone but Shanna. Okay, let's just chill over here, see if this works out. Iron Surplus. Thank you.
Yeah, as long as we block the 2 columns leading to Shanna, we'll be fine.
Yeah, we don't have much ways to block it, but we have enough. And like, she's not in range of anything but the Wyvern right now. And the Wyvern doesn't kill her with the Javelin. Of course, how we kill the Wyvern is something else, but, you know.
Well, yeah. we'll let future selves figure that out.
Yes, exactly. And now Roy doesn't have the hammer, because I didn't make the move I was supposed to do. Whoops!
I don't know.
All right, we'll just keep going. We'll just keep going. All right. The original plan was Zealot to just go here, use the hammer. I guess he can grab the hammer, but he's too far away. So yeah, this is what we're working on. All right, this is what we're working on. So I'll just grab Trek real quick, and then we'll talk about these units. So Trek will go, or Zealot will go here, and we'll block off Roy from being attacked by the Armor Knights. You might get Javelin, but that's okay. And then Trek... Oh, we can just have Trek grab Roy and run out. Okay, we'll definitely do that then.
We do need to block off a column for Shanna, but... Or actually...
Do we? I mean, she gets Javelin, but that's happening anyway.
We could do a take drop with Clarin and them. Oh, wait. No, you're right. Is she even in 1 range attack?
She's not.
I'm sorry.
She's not.
I was totally wrong.
Yeah, so he's 19 attack. He doesn't kill her in 1 round. But she does have the Javelin equipped. She's being weighed down a bit by 7 points, so she got 6 speed. And this guy right now with a Javelin, he will have 9. So actually doesn't get doubled. And she'll counter for like a... I think she'll actually do 0 damage with the Javelin. That's just life. That's just the Shanna life. Let's grab Roy and run away. Because I think next turn or the turn after, we already need to talk to Noah here. So we better get ready for that. How about before we have to inevitably reset before this enemy phase, we'll talk about Zealot and Alan. Or Zealot and the other calf.
Zealot, Alan. I could talk about Alan all day.
I know, right? We've already been doing that for 6 episodes, so this is what we're going with for now. So Zealot is someone who hasn't played the games before might call him a second copy of Marcus, or another copy of Marcus, which in a way he is. He's a little different, but in a way you just get a second Marcus. Pretty good base stats. The 13 speed is deceptively high. It's one of the highest in their team. It's faster than Lin for one, and it enables him to double a couple things that Marcus would not with his base 11 speed. Ours hasn't gotten speed yet. and his bulk is pretty acceptable, especially because he has really good weapon ranks. C in swords means you can use Killing Edge or Armor Slayer. D in axes, it doesn't really do all that much, but it does give him the hammer and the halberd. And A lance is of course fantastic for using that silver lance. We got a new one last chapter that we can use. So he has all sorts of options available to make his stats work. And he has, for this point of the game, he has really good stats. As the game goes on, it will fall off just like Marcus. His growth rates are not very good, as you can see on the screen, hopefully. Mekkah, please edit them in. And then he will probably not be deployed for the entire game, but the portion that he's there for, that you want to use him, he's going to be one of your best units. And that's the great thing about units like this. I think Raisins talking about it all the time. If you don't want to use him anymore, you can just drop him off, use someone else instead, and you'll just be better off all the way through. There's no investment required, so it's free utility, and that's really good. No promotion item required. Rescue dropping is really useful, and then combat holds up pretty well for like half of the game, I would say. I like this guy.
For sure. I love this guy. He's like my husband. He's my favorite character in the series, actually.
Like what?
No, I'm serious. He's my favorite in the series.
Damn.
Just super cool dude. Arrives midway through, has some awesome stats. Sure, they may fall off later. I'm pretty sure I've only seen this man level HP in all my lives. I've used him every single run through. Every level up he gets is just HP, and we move on. That's all we get. But I don't know. I still love him. I'm a big fan of pretty much the first pre-promote you get in any game, especially if it's this like heavy-hitting cav. Like I love some Gunters, I love some Dusels. Jarrett's kind of similar, or Zealot rather is kind of similar, because he just has his high strength, his high skill, his high defense, and like you said, the high speed as well.
Fair.
I really like this unit. By the way, if anybody gets confused because the game says Jarrett, there was an old translation that said Zealot.
Oh yeah.
And then a middling one just decided to translate it to Jarrett. I think that's what we're using right now. And then FE Heroes officially, I think, translated as Zealot, Z-E-L-O-T, right?
I don't know Heroes, but you're probably right.
Yes, so.
Oh yeah.
We're pretty much going to call him Zealot.
Yeah, I like that name.
It's such a cool name.
I remember I was playing, I was commentating Donon's run on FE6, and he was using the Japanese, not the translation patch. He was playing in Japanese, but I think he wanted to use Jarrett as the name because it was semi-officially localized. But I forgot, and I just called him Zealot once, and like because Donon is like a really stickler for consistency, he just had to call him Zealot all game long, or like all playthrough long, even though he really didn't want to. Alright, trivia aside, that's the Zealot. And you have to check one of his friends. He's holding Roy right now, so his stats look a little weak, but it should have like 6 speed, 6 skill, or something along those lines. Let me just take drop real quick. Can Dorothy do that? Dorothy's so good, dude. Dorothy's so good. Okay, hold on, let me just make sure this space is no longer occupied. We don't need to heal this turn. I'll just take drop here and just go east on chlorine. Let's go here. It's fine.
Seems wise.
Let's not be in range of Wyvern though. Yeah, watch out for Wyverns. Hold up. Okay, that should be fine. Okay, now we can look Trek in full glory.
There we go.
So another replacement kind of unit. We've had Alan and Lance early game, and what if they die? You get new calves here, and they're not as good as they would have been if you trained up the originals, but if you don't have them anymore, you'll be grateful to have a replacement. That's kind of the philosophy of FE6 character design for the most part. Somewhat called unbalanced, but I think it's fair and honestly kind of fun. If you've been playing this game like 5-6 times, you probably want to do something different anyway than use the same characters over again. Trek is, I think he's supposed to be kind of like Lowen, more of a tanky cavalier. I don't think he succeeds entirely in this aspect. I don't think he's super tanky at base, but he can take a couple hits, dish him out. The Paladin class is just good overall, but Trek is like a somewhat okay character in a good class more than anything else. The main worry I have for Trek personally is that he only has an E rank in swords, so he can only use the iron sword. For now, that's all we've been needing for swords for the most part, but it takes him longer to get to weapons like steel sword, killing edge, armor slayer, and higher rank swords than that. So he's a longer path to go there, and then his lance rank doesn't really compensate. It's only D as well. So also getting into like killer lance rank, for example, is going to take a little bit. He'll probably get there, but he has some more weapon rank building to do in other characters, which I don't really like. Other than that, I think he's okay. But he's not going to get there on stats alone. He really relies on the Cavalier class to show himself off. But nonetheless, another take dropper is pretty useful. I don't really have any long-term experience with Trek. Do you?
I'm using in the low tiers, right?
Oh,
he's
right.
my main carry right
there we
now.
go, expert right here.
Yeah, well, a lot of it is because I really slowed down on a couple of maps and like fed Trek every kill, and now he's like, he has like an A support with Noah, who actually just died recently, but he's getting an A support with Gonzalez. He's doing even better. But for sure, he's a much weaker combat unit. To be honest, he's probably the weakest Cavalier in the game. Noah, whom we're about to get, is coming right up behind. But like you said, he's another person you can use rescue utility, take drop utility. His combat's kind of poo, but nah, so be it. One thing about him, either an interesting strength or an interesting weakness, is that he starts at level 4, which means he is gaining XP very quickly. But it also means he's rather far away from a promotion item if you wanted to use one early. We don't get a Night Crest this map, but we get one very soon.
Yeah, next map is the first one. But lots of competition for it, so I don't know if you would ever be able to give it to him even by that time, because he would need 6 levels. But if he gains XP that quickly, maybe he does. I don't know, like I said, no long-term experience. Anyway, let's go watch this stream rec of an enemy face play out. I don't have anything to heal for Ellen, so we're probably just best off putting her in a spot where she can maybe heal the other guys. Have Dorothy ready to shoot some people, like between Roy and friends maybe. And then, like, I don't think Linda's gonna really help anywhere.
Did she attack the armor knight? I feel like she'd die.
Well, that guy has javelin, so she can't counter him.
Oh, never mind.
So okay. I'll just leave him be. He's not aggressive anyway. And that leaves Chad. I'll just go over here, go get that village at some point. So let's just get the other villages before we die. Because I know we're about to die. Like, this went all sorts of south already. But that's Chapter 7 in a nutshell. It's the authentic Chapter 7 experience.
Yeah, if everything went on the first go, it's like, come on, that's no fun.
Hold up, Mekkah's editing his videos. He's splicing. Just run a spliced. Yo,
you guys have to
exact damage. Exact damage.
There we go.
Exact dodging too. Nice 53. Next question is, how do you ever kill this wyvern? Alright, my tactic worked though. They're all distracted by Rutger, the Dodge King. Okay, that guy, that's kind of inevitable that he moves. That's fine. We're probably going to see both priests heal someone this turn. Yo, 6 crit. Or 18 crit. 18 damage.
Like everyone in this map has like 2% crit rate on our units.
Well, that's like one thing about Jared that I think is we didn't really highlight, is that he has, I think, lower luck than Marcus. Also no supports build up in case you do those. So you can get crit around things. He also has worse accuracy overall, I believe. Like worse skill than Marcus would at this point in the game.
Oh, for sure. Between the skill and the supports, it's very hard to get his accuracy issues fixed. I will say one thing about the supports is that, in general, characters from the same geographic region tend to support each other, and very few more characters, if any.
Yeah.
So, like, all of our Ilya gang, Zealot, Noah, well, Zealot, Trek, Noah, Shanna, all the Pegasus Knights, they'll all end up supporting each other. The whole squad.
Oh, shit. Yeah, now he's a Javelin. That's bad news. Yeah, it's the same goes like for Ray and Ostia. They all have the same thing going on. Okay, left side got really lucky overall, besides Wade getting hit. Right side, not so much. Yep, there's the priest healing. This is why I wanted to hammer this guy.
It begins.
It begins. Well, maybe the other guy won't have anything to heal, maybe? Oh, never mind. He was a soldier.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean,
yeah, now they're really far in.
Is that the biggest of deals, I guess? I always wanted to just either KO them or just leave them alive at full, but whatever. Alright, Noah, just in time for another character review. I don't think it'll matter very much where I recruit him from, like which side. We'll die all the same horrible ways. Let's just get his analysis over with, and then we'll see if we die or not. I didn't expect it to die this turn, but I guess we're not. Alright, what's up, Noah? Join our squad. Also recruited the Zealot, but I think Roy's better, because Zealot this way can do other things. So here we have Noah. The game kind of presents Noah and Trek as like a duo, but I think Noah is very different in a lot of ways. Higher base level at 7 compared to 4, which he's close to promotion. And unlike Trek, Noah I think is a pretty reasonable early promotion candidate. You do only get one quick Night Crest, but if you're not using Alan and Lance, then I think he's actually the best Night Crest user in the game. Besides, like, you could argue Barth could in some very niche context be the one, but generally I think Noah is a pretty good Night Crest candidate because he can kind of work as like a third paladin, mostly because he has a sword rank of C. So at base he can use like Killing Edge and Armor Slayer, both very good weapons that you rely heavily on when you're backed into a core in FE6. But he doesn't pay for it with his lance rank. It's the same D lances as Trek. It's not like Cain and Abel where one has a good sword rank and one has a good lance rank. No, he just has equal or better ranks all around, which makes him much more useful. And his bases are, I mean, not that much better than Trek's, but they're slightly better. I think his speed is one higher because like 2 more HP or something. Kind of modest difference. But I think it mostly just relies on the swords for his better utility. I don't have any long-term experience with Noah beyond that. That's pretty much all I know about him, and he's it might just be all there is to say about him. I don't know. I don't think he's super great for long-term prospects. I just appreciate sea swords and extra rescue dropping utility. But that's really all I've ever used Noah for in my life.
Did you say that's all you know about him?
Bro, we can't do this. No, we can't do this. I can't do this. I can't take this. No.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know much about him either, to be honest with you.
I mean, fast support with Trek, right? That's really what you used him for.
Well, fast, quote unquote. But
oh, it's not fast, rip.
I actually don't know what it was, but I think I was only doing Trek now at the times when I was running up. You are right, the Sea Swords is pretty much the most impactful part of it. The ability to use Killing Edge in particular in this map, and Armor Slayer in particular in this map, is really nice. After that, he becomes, pretty much Trek 2. Generic Cav 2.
Dude with 8.
He's still a cool dude, though. He recruits fear, you know?
Oh yeah, that's why we want to keep him alive. Like, that's one of the things about this chapter. I think you could make it less frustrating for yourself if you don't force yourself to keep everyone alive. If you're playing like Iron Man, or just like, I don't know if I want to reset or not. And in those cases, you might just be better off letting Trek die, for example. But Noah, you don't want to let die, because he recruits a character later on, Fear. Only a couple chapters in, so it's kind of worth keeping him alive at the very least. You can recruit him with Roy. Like, you can let Zealot die, and he'll join you still. Very cool guy like that. Alright. Is there a path out of this massacre right now that we're facing? Because I'm thinking it has to be like Wade Killer Axe crits the Wyvern, and that will maybe not bring us back all the way into the game, but it might salvage the situation a little bit.
If we mend Rutger, is there a chance he just like, double stacks out the Wyvern?
So that's a possibility too. He actually does need to double crit. We could like go for Rutger, and then even if he doesn't crit, we can finish off with Wade and then have Marcus and Deke hold the choke point over here. Deke and Wade. But I don't really trust Wade to survive a whole squad of enemies outside of a force, but the same goes for Deke. So it's scary either way. It doesn't hold up here. Actually, we have Marcus. Yeah, we use Marcus here to choke. Okay, we're probably good in that case. Marcus also does a number on Wyverns, but he doesn't double this one. He doubles the other one if they have a Steel Lance, but like I said, he has the Javelin now, so that's not going to work.
We weren't able to do that.
Yeah. I guess we can try to mend thing with Rutger. Like, worst case what happens is like he doesn't crit at all, and we still just go for Killer Axe fishing.
Yeah. We're in roughly the same situation, except the Wyvern has 12 fewer hit points, so.
Alright, Rutger. Show us what you can do. No supports for him, just raw ass crit. Or you can just get crit, that's funny too. Okay, that saves us another mend. No crit.
That would be very funny if you did.
Alright, guess Wade is going for it then. If not, we might have to like surround him or something, like just put Noah on the other side or something, I don't even know. I think we just kind of bank on it. Honestly, we can maybe finish him off with someone if we get a non-crit, but just a hit.
How's Noah do?
I'm gonna guess he just does like 3 damage with the Javelin. He doesn't have a Javelin, he just has an Iron Lance. He does 2.
Oh my goodness.
Massive 2 damage, massive.
That is immense.
Okay, I think we just go for broke here. Come on, Wade. Oh,
nope.
Bro moments. Yeah, this Wyvern is murdering someone this turn. Well, I guess we just move Marcus up and heal. Maybe Noah can choke this point instead, and then we can... we can't even surround the Wyvern. That's not really how they work. You can't really surround the Wyvern. Okay, maybe...
Yeah, not like this for sure.
He's murdering Clarine if he gets a chance. He will murder Clarine very badly. Oh my god, this chapter is...
Does he have the move to kill Clarine? Or could we wall him off from the bottom?
Oh, I see what you mean. Well, he'll fly like up, I guess. So if Noah goes like here where Marcus is, and Marcus still goes one up, or like Noah would have to be down from Clarine, I think.
Yeah, Noah down from Clarine, Marcus up to choke that point.
Yeah, but then he goes like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that could work. That can work. I'll just heal with Marcus then, I guess. Do we Silver Lance here? I mean, nothing really here has 1 range anyway, so it doesn't really matter. If anyone wants to 1 range him, like, they can be my guest. I'll use the... Silver?
Yeah, I think Wade is the most vulnerable point of that Western defense, but like...
He's got better chances to dodge everything anyway. I'll probably heal with Deke too. Keep the Iron Sword ready. Or honestly, Iron Blade, probably fine. We're taking risks anyway. Iron Blade. And then this guy can only attack Clarine from south, so yeah, we just wall it off with Noah, and we'll be safe for another turn here. Now we have another problem, it's the same size, but with more HP, and a Javelin. But we also have Dorothy Gaming. We do a massive 19 damage.
chance to do a massive 19 damage.
Yo.
Would your Patreon be very upset if
She-
we, did a...
The funny thing is, for my first FE6 Iron Man, Dorothy was the only character for like the first half of the game that got killed. Everyone else stayed alive, but Dorothy died in this almost exact situation, like to a T. Our Alan is really good, right? Yeah, no, not really. Okay. So like, I'm just gonna assume we're gonna hit this steel bow on him and do 19 damage because we're gonna need all the damage we can get. What if Zealot was gaming? Hit a 7 damage. So many hits that have to hit at such low accuracy. Kinda wish I brought more bow users now. Honestly, I'm having trouble seeing a way to kill this guy, even if we hit all our hits. Maybe Alan can crit.
If we full retreat, or...
The full retreat is a good option. Unfortunately, this guy is already in range of like half of our squad. They could also... Oh, they can't gang up on Roy. Okay. He will go for Roy, I think. That's what I think. If we move full back, I think we'll go for Roy. He might also want to go for Dorothy with the steel. 23.
That would one shot for sure.
Yeah, that's exactly how she died, actually, the one shot. But we can like put her in such a spot that she doesn't get like one ranged, the redemption arc, as I would say. Let's give her the iron bow and just move everyone else back. Of course, Shanna will need to be healed by Ellen or just be out of range. And she can't be out of range. She has to be healed.
Yeah, perhaps Zealot and some number of cabs will go to block the wyvern out from attacking Clarin. There's only 2 squares into wall for that. So
Yeah.
actually 3 squares.
Yeah, it'll have to be Alan going here. Then we're going to be really cramped over here. There will be
That's
some
a
chance of
perfect
that.
walling square, actually.
What?
Oh, that was a really good walling square, actually.
Yeah, this one?
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
It'd be nice if it worked. Let's see, Clarine does die to Javelin. It has kind of poor hit, 76, so there's like a 50-50 chance she just dodged it straight up. She can still get one range by the steel lance though. I don't think there's any way to keep Clarine like completely out of danger. And I think she gets one shot by either attack and they have the same hit rate. So maybe just walling Clarine off is a waste of time and space.
Yeah, if you put your cursor on the arena real quick, and then go the diagonal line that goes down and right. Down and right.
Oh, sorry.
You're good. Yeah, like this sort of diagonal line of 3 squares would effectively wall off Clarine if you could put 3 beefy units there.
I see what you mean. So like Alan would have to be one of these 2. No one can reach the arena itself, but you mean like these 3? Because the arena itself is unreachable for anyone except like Shanna.
Yeah, you don't need to do the arena. Just
Yeah.
was talking about the arena to, guide your cursor to the
I
squares.
see. So like these 2 basically, or these 3 actually. That can work.
3.
Yeah. I mean, no one else is really here, so this could be a good way to like, keep units around, like relevant, like Alan and Lynn, I guess. So I guess we're doing that.
Yeah, it's an awful, not much of attacks to do this turn, which is kind of what we...
No attacks needed. No attacks needed.
Pretty much.
I think Dorothy just kind of runs south. Or get rescue dropped inside that little circle. I'm trying to
It's
see,
kind
like,
of a shame we're not doing a lot of damage, because the damage race is really kind of how you get ahead here, but I think we have to abandon the strategy for a moment.
Okay, I think it's Slim Lance Ellen time. And then Zealot needs to get a Vuln and then this Iron Lance to get more power. Or rather more speed. Heal him up. Cover one of the squares.
Also the steel lance is just... It's such a rubbish weapon in this game.
That's why I wanted the hammer on him for the Armor Knight. But I've said it like 1,000 times now. It's not going to change no matter how many times I say it. Alan will go there. Lance has to be somewhere behind. Maybe Lance in the forests is a good idea. Then who else walls that square? Because we have Alan here with the Slim. I want Lance to be in range of supports, but I don't want him to be super exposed. I guess we kind of have to hope for dodges anyway. But if he's here, he's also in Roy support range, which is also pretty nice. I can give the one use Javelin to bait some enemies over, maybe.
Oh, that'd be funny.
That's just funny. And then, but I guess Trek is gonna have to be one who falls off the whole place, because otherwise the whole maneuver's for nothing. I guess we can go here instead, just to wall off Clarine. And not many enemies will be able to go for Trek. And even if they do, it's not the biggest loss if he dies. But I don't see a square for Dorothy where she can be relevant next turn. I could have dropped her like inside the circle, I guess, but I didn't really. I wanted to see where the enemies could move first. I guess it means Shanna can go in the middle and help out.
As long as she doesn't die. I think is she low enough?
She's very
Should we
low.
get hit?
She dies to another hit from the wyvern for sure.
Oh yeah. Especially if it's a Steel Lance. Oh my goodness, yeah.
Alright, I'm just gonna run away. And the units in the middle can solve the problem next turn. Oh jeez. Ellen, you gonna be fine, girl? No, she's not gonna be fine. She's not gonna be fine.
Dorothy, I don't know.
I mean, Shanna's walling off the wyvern right now, but if she's not, then this whole thing is open to attack, basically. I think this is fine for Dorothy, it's just not fine for Ellen. What if...
Or Ellen.
It's not happening. It's gonna be a dodge no matter what. We're gonna have to dodge something no matter what.
The whole attempt's been pretty dodgy.
Yes.
Unless Chad can rescue Ellen.
He can, probably. It's just... Shanna and Dorothy are still here, yeah. Since they're still gaming here. So we might as well just hope for a dodge somewhere. Yeah, good luck everyone. Just dodge them out. Oh, watch Deke just die, straight up die.
Turns out it just gets doubled.
This guy just smells blood.
It's like, wait a minute, we found it.
Oh, you're not going for Deke? Okay.
The ploy still works, and I think the archer's like completely trapped. Oh, look at that.
Oh god.
Oh, thunder
Oh
range.
god. Oh god.
It gets worse.
Oh god.
There's so much 2-range on the map as well. Is another thing. Like practically every enemy has some 2-range.
Yeah, and like you said on a previous episode, you don't have any good 1-2 Like you don't get to counter these and preserve anything. Because if you use javelins, like you're gonna miss half the enemies you attack and do less damage and have less accuracy on anything. It's so bad.
It's not much better than just not counterattacking at all.
Alright, here we go.
Alright.
History repeats itself. Yeah, that's a reset right there. That's a reset right there when Dorothy dies.
When Dorothy dies?
Yeah, that's what causes reset. Like Deke is not gonna die, obviously. He just dodges everything.
With
Dorothy, we can't let that happen. Yeah, that archer is nice little trap though. We gotta remember this maneuver right here with the archer.
Yeah, this was really good.
Dorothy,
and
no.
look where the wyvern is. Like what are we gonna do about that?
This wyvern sucks. That's why I don't like moving up here, because the wyverns are so mean. They're so mean. Alright, I will repair my mistakes, and we'll be back when I've weathered the storm a bit, and we can actually move on with the chapter. So we're gonna have to split this one in two, because it's a really long chapter, a really complicated chapter, and it's really hard to figure it out on screen while also trying to provide commentary. So we'll be back next time. Peace, Reno. Goodbye.
Peace, Reno.